years and 9 months, the Brownback administration has set on a course to financially reward its friends and politically purge its opponents. I believe this is a self-destructive course that labels itself Roadmap Solutions. In recent weeks, a few things have become abundantly clear. David Kensinger, longtime advisor to Sam Brownback and current target of an FBI investigation, is still intimately involved in the Brownback re-election campaign. He has been trying to keep a low profile, but with Sam Brownback running the state into the ground, cutting our schools, and behind in the polls, David Kensinger is most certainly playing a key role in the governor's political operation. He's been spotted at Brownback's side numerous times recently, at Oklahoma Joe's with the governor and Chris Christie in August, and backstage at the state fair debate in September. According to the New York Times, Kensinger even represented Kansas at the American Governors Association policy events as late as this July. And not surprisingly, a few weeks after that, the RGA began running attack ads against Sam Brownback's opponent, Paul Davis. David Kensinger continues to run the governor's 501c4 organization, known as Roadmap Solutions. He was in charge of running ads earlier this year on Brownback's behalf, and he is still listed as president of Roadmap Solutions. Not to mention that Sam Brownback is still listed as a client of Kensinger's lobbying group, Parallel Strategies, on their website. This is the same company that is the target of the FBI investigation into pay-to-play schemes in dealing with state contracts. The Brownback campaign claims that Kensinger is just an unofficial, unpaid advisor to their campaign. Yet his sister, Tricia Kensinger Rice, is getting paid $4,000 each month by the Brownback campaign. That raises legitimate questions about who is actually being compensated and for what services. And finally, Kensinger is back to his dirty tricks. We've already seen the results of these questionable tactics. Tim Keck, the supposed chief of staff to Lieutenant Governor Collier, was found to have been involved in digging up the 16-year-old non-story out of Coffeyville. This raises numerous questions, including whether the governor is using taxpayer money to fund his opposition research. What is truly astonishing to me is that even after the existence of an FBI investigation was known, Sam Brownback still allows David Kensinger to serve both as a campaign advisor and as the president of his PAC, Roadmap Solutions. It's long past time for the governor to announce that David Kensinger will no longer play a role in his campaign or his PAC. Kansans know that a sitting governor shouldn't be relying on an advisor who is under FBI investigation for abusing his power, influence peddling, and awarding state contracts to campaign supporters. It is time for Sam Brownback to disassociate himself from the kind of scurrilous campaign David Kensinger is known for running once and for all.
The governor brought into the administration a number of Washington hands who thought that government and politics in Kansas should be run like they do in Washington. His chief of staff, David Kensinger, was particularly heavy-handed in dealing with people and ramming through policies that were not in the best interest of the people of Kansas. KenCare is just one example. The Senate Health Committee, on which I served, repeatedly raised questions and concerns, and so you remember this because you were there, about the way KenCare was being developed and how the contracts were being awarded. We were never told who actually made these decisions. Couldn't get names. These are the very things that the FBI is investigating. There are numerous answers. Kansas deserved to know. Like, did any members of the Brownback administration receive consulting fees from companies receiving KenCare contracts? Or is the Brownback campaign paying Kensinger for his advising? Is he running their campaign? The point is, it's bad when you think about the Kensinger situation. I was very heavily involved because I worked with all these groups that were affected. You got to remember when David Kensinger resigned from being chief of staff. It was before the contracts were let. Understand? And but it was still while we were in session, we were in the heavy, and he was still around the building doing everything, even though he was off the payroll. Now, I believe, and I can say this because I'm confident of what I'm saying, I believe that he received a compensation from each of the 3 contractors who received a Kensinger contract. I'm confident that that is true.
You already told the FBI?
Excuse me?
Is that what you told the FBI?
The FBI is definitely aware of that, yes.
Last question.
But how are you confident of that? Is it just a belief? Or
Oh, no, it's been confirmed sources.